Good morning everyone. Hope you all are fine at your home. So in our last video we have already started the revision of chapter 4 states of matter. Now in this video we are going to continue from the topic solubility of substances. Now earlier we have already read that space is there between the particles or between the molecules of the liquid. So how these space help in the solubility of a substance in a liquid. So the definition of solubility is the ability of a substance to dissolve in another substance or in another liquid is known as solubility. Now solids and liquids. How the solubility is there of solids and liquids. So when the molecules of the solid finds a space between the spaces of the molecules of liquid, it mixes with the liquid. We know that in water the molecules are having space between them, right? So when the substance or when any solid like salt, when it finds the space in the water, it mixes with it and occupies these spaces, right? So thus it is soluble in water. And some substances which do not find space, like your stone, it is not breaking down into smaller particles, so as a result it is not finding any space in it, and thus they are not soluble in water or they do not mix with water. So such substance which mixes with water are called soluble, and which do not mixes are known as insoluble, right? So this we have already seen. Next is liquid in liquid. So in liquid and liquids, when two liquids mix with each other, right, and appear as one liquid, then they are called as miscible liquids. And if they do not mix with each other and separate layers are visible, that means they are said to be immiscible liquids, right? For example, here in the you take a glass full of water and put some drops of oil in it. What will happen? The oil will not mix in it, it will settle at the top of the this water. That means it is immiscible. On the same this container, if you will put some drops of ink in it, then what will happen? The ink will get mixed with the whole water. That means ink is miscible in water, right? So, and the third is gases in liquid. Now gases in liquid, some of the gases are there which can dissolve in liquid, like oxygen. Oxygen can dissolve in water, and these the molecules of the oxygen finds the space between the water molecules of the water, and as a result they get mixed with the water. Aquatic animals like fish breathe in this oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So aquatic animals, how they breathe or from where they get the oxygen? They get the oxygen which is dissolved in the water, right? Similarly, carbon dioxide gas can also be dissolved in water, and the aquatic plants, they get carbon dioxide from the water only. Aerated drinks like your soft drinks, it contains a gas called carbon dioxide gas, and when we open the cap of the bottle, then what happens? Some of the gas comes out in the form of the bubbles. So that bubbles are actually the carbon dioxide gas which is filled in the soft drinks under pressure, right? Now this table we have already done, that is ability of a substance to dissolve in another substance is called solubility of the substance, right? You can write the definition in this manner also. So solids in liquids, two types are there, so insoluble substance and insoluble substance. Soluble substance means which can dissolve in water like salt, sugar. Insoluble, like which do not dissolve in water like stone, wood. In liquids we have seen that two types of liquids are there, miscible liquid and immiscible liquid. Miscible means which when one liquid mixes with the another and appears as one liquid, then it is known as miscible liquid, example ink in water. And immiscible liquids, when one liquid does not mix with the another and appears two separate liquids, they are known as immiscible liquids, example like oil in water, right? Now we are going to see the other properties of the substances. Now different substances have different types of properties because their molecules have different properties, right? So depending on the molecules, they are having different properties. So we have already discussed the property of the substances, that there are three properties. First is thermal conductivity, that is heat conductivity, electrical conductivity, and magnetism, right? Thermal or heat conductivity, under this two types of substances are there: good conductors, bad conductor, or we call it as insulator. Good conductor means the materials through which heat can flow or pass easily, like your copper, iron, or any kind of metal. Bad conductors or insulators, that is the materials through which heat cannot flow, right? For example, like wood, glass, plastic, etc. Electrical conductivity, it is also of two types: good conductors and bad conductors. Good conductors means materials through which the electricity can flow or pass easily, like your copper, iron, or metal, or any kind of metal. Bad conductors, materials through which electricity cannot pass, for example like wood, plastic, etc. And magnetism, it is also of two types: magnetic materials and non-magnetic materials. Magnetic, see what is magnetism? Magnetism is the process by which magnet pulls or attract the magnetic things towards itself. So magnetic materials means materials which are attracted by a magnet are called magnetic materials, right? For example, like iron, cobalt, and nickel. So these are three are the examples of magnetic material. Non-magnetic materials, materials which are not attracted by a magnet, are called non-magnetic materials, like your wood, plastic, rubber. Is it clear? So till here we have already seen. So let us see some of the questions which are related to these three properties which is discussed in your book: thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, and magnetism. Now see here, you might have seen that utensils are made up of aluminium, steel, brass, or any kind of metal, right? And they are used for cooking purpose. So the utensils which we are using for cooking purpose, they are made up of metals. Why? So that when we will cook something in the utensil, then the heat, when we are heating it, when we will provide the heat, then that heat will be absorbed by the utensil and the food can be cooked easily. ठीक है ना? यूटेंसिल जो गुड कंडक्टर्स होते हैं हीट के, तो अगर हम उसमें कुछ भी पकाते हैं, कुछ भी खाना कुक करते हैं, तो उसमें क्या होगा? हीट ट्रांसफर होगा एंड द फूड विल गेट कुक्ड. बट इफ वी आर टेकिंग वुडन यूटेंसिल्स, अगर हम वुड के बने यूटेंसिल्स को लेते हैं, तो उसमें हम खाना नहीं पका सकते. क्यों? क्योंकि वुड इज अ बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ हीट. आप नीचे से हीट करोगे, आग लगाओगे, दोगे, बर्न करोगे, तो वो लकड़ी बर्न होने लग जाएगी, वो हीट को ऑब्जर्व नहीं करेगा, राइट? सो यूटेंसिल्स विच वी आर यूजिंग, दे आर यूजुअली मेड अप ऑफ metallic materials, or you can say aluminum, steel, brass, copper, etc., right? Next is molecules of some of the substances are not good carriers. So that we have already seen, that plastic, wood, rubber, these are the bad conductors, but still we can use this characteristic. Where we can use? You might have seen pressure cookers, your pans. They in that this type of handles are made up of plastic or wood, right? So why it is made up of, why the handles of the pressure cooker is made up of plastic? Because plastic is a bad conductor of heat. तो अगर आपका पूरा कुकर जो है वो गर्म भी हो जाएगा, तो प्लास्टिक का जो हैंडल है वो गर्म नहीं होता, एंड वी कैन ईजिली होल्ड इट, राइट? सो conductors and bad conductors both are useful in our day-to-day life. Electrical conductivity, the same thing, like your aluminium, copper, these all are used in the wiring. Electrical wires में use करते हैं. क्यों use करते हैं? Because they can carry electricity through them, क्योंकि उससे electricity pass हो जाती है ना? And on the same way, bad conductors are there, like plastic, rubber, wood, etc. This is also useful. क्यों? क्योंकि इन सब के थ्रू इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास नहीं कर सकती. दैट इज वाई द कवरिंग ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिकल वायर्स, आपने देखा होगा इलेक्ट्रिकल वायर्स के ऊपर जो कवरिंग होती है वो प्लास्टिक की कवरिंग होती है. तो क्यों प्लास्टिक की कवरिंग होती है? क्योंकि वो बैड कंडक्टर्स होते हैं. तो वायर, सपोज अगर ये वायर है, इसमें से अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास हो रही है, ठीक है, और अगर हम एक्सीडेंटली उसे टच कर दें तो हमें शॉक लग सकता है ना. तो वो हमें शॉक ना लगे इसलिए उसको कवर किया जाता है इंसुलेटिंग मटेरियल से या बैड कंडक्टर से, ताकि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जो फ्लो हो रही है वो बाहर किसी को नुकसान ना पहुंचा सके. राइट, बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कैनॉट फ्लो थ्रू द बैड कंडक्टर्स लाइक प्लास्टिक. Magnetism. Magnetism also we are using in our day-to-day life, right? Here one activity is given. Suppose a mixture is there. आपने एक बाउल लेना है, उसमें आप कुछ आयरन की फिलिंग्स डाल दो, आयरन के नेल्स ले लो, एंड पुट सम सॉडस्ट. सॉडस्ट मीन्स द पाउडर ऑफ द वुड का जो पाउडर होता है, ठीक है. नाउ आप दोनों को मिक्स कर दो, एंड नाउ यू वांट टू सेपरेट इट आउट. आप उसको सेपरेट करना चाहते हो, तो इजिली हाउ यू कैन डू इट. हमने क्विकली अगर करना हो तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, एक मैग्नेट ले जाएं पास में. अगर हम यहाँ पे मैग्नेट को घुमा देंगे इसके ऊपर, तो जितने भी उसमें आयरन के नेल्स हैं वो सारे मैग्नेट से अटैच हो जाते हैं, राइट, एंड इट गेट इजिली सेपरेटेड आउट. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ मैथड, मैग्नेटिक मैथड, वी आर यूजिंग इट टू सेपरेट आउट द मेटेलिक मटेरियल्स फ्रॉम द गार्बेज. गार्बेज में अगर कोई मेटेलिक मटेरियल है जो कि हम रिसाइकल कर सकते हैं, उसको सेपरेट आउट हम करते हैं through magnetic property or magnetism by using the magnet, right? So till here, go through the chapter thoroughly. Best of luck. Bye bye. Take care.